Hello, beautiful friends. It's Mrs. Vincent. And I know you guys just worked so hard with me during our lesson, our live lesson on Zoom, but this is going to give us the opportunity to do even more together live on Zoom. And then you'll just have this short little video in order to be able to complete your language workbook page all by yourself after the lesson, okay? So this first one might be a little bit longer just as we get used to kind of doing the video, explaining how I'm gonna start and stop it, and to give you the actual directions that you need. But as we move forward, I'm hoping it'll just be a few minutes to give those directions. I mentioned that you might need to start and stop the video. So when I give a direction, I do want you to hit pause on that video so that you can actually do the direction that I've given, okay? So that'll make more sense once we actually jump into this. For right now, in our group today, we did lesson 4. You'll find the lesson numbers at the very top of your worksheet, okay? So you should have this paper in front of you. It starts with a big pot. Looks like a cauldron to me, getting ready for Halloween, I don't know. So you should have this workbook page in front of you. If you have it, great, you're ready to go, keep going. If you don't have this in front of you, you do need to pause the video so that you can go get it. You're also going to need pencil and crayons in order to complete this, okay? So again, if you're ready to go, power through. If you need to pause the video to get your workbook page, your crayons, and a pencil, please pause the video and go get it now. For right now, for those who are ready, we are gonna take a look just at this top part here, okay? I have a whole bunch of pictures here waiting for me, and we're gonna practice 2 of our classes. The first class that we're trying to identify is a big fancy word for find. You need to find any containers. So I want you to think in your brain, we're learning that a container, if you can put things in it, it's a container. So I want you to look carefully at those pictures. I see 3 containers. I'm wondering if you can find those 3. Here's what you're gonna do. When you find a container, something you can put things in, you need to draw a rectangle around it. So I grabbed a whiteboard really fast to show you in case you needed it. We haven't gotten to shapes yet in the classroom. So a rectangle is kind of like a square. Kids often mix it up. Remember, a rectangle has 2 long sides and 2 short sides. It's not perfect. I'm doing it sideways on a whiteboard, okay? You should do it flat on a table, okay? But what you need to do is draw a rectangle around every container. Pause the video now to draw a rectangle around every container. Now, if you already did that, you're gonna come back, you're gonna notice that some of your objects don't have a shape around it. Well, that's because they're plants. If it grows in the ground, it's a plant, okay? So you are this time going to draw a triangle around it. And I bet you some of you are such rock stars, you already know what a triangle looks like. There's your triangle. Okay, so again, pause the video so that you can draw a triangle around every plant. And I'm gonna do it super duper fast. Remember, pause the video if you need to. But once you are good to go, your paper is gonna look like mine. If you can put things in it, it's a container. If it grows in the ground, it's a plant. Your paper should look like mine. Give yourself a pat on the back if it does. Great job. Now we're gonna take a look down at the bottom, okay? Because this one is actually practicing opposites. So if you look, I have some ducks that are showing me opposites. I want you to find the duck that is the opposite of dry. I'm thinking in my brain, what's the opposite of dry? I know that is wet. The duck that is wet, this is when you're gonna need your crayon. You're gonna need to make a mark. And let me show you what that means. I'm using a marker because it's a little bit easier to see on camera. You should have crayons. Remember, we're talking about the wet duck. I want you to make a mark. Making a mark doesn't mean color. It means just to put a little bit of color so that when you're all done watching this video, you know you're gonna go back and color the whole thing red. Not now, once you're all done with the video, okay? Right now, make a mark in red. Go. Now I'm gonna super fast grab my other marker, which is gonna be my brown. Mrs. Vincent's gonna do a little bit of a better job. I'll tell you exactly what colors you need the next time, okay? I'm looking for that duck. This one was wet, but again, we're talking about opposites. So this time, the opposite of wet is dry. I'm looking for that duck there up in the corner that is dry. And again, I'm gonna make a mark in brown, making a mark only, okay? And that's it for right now. You need to know that once we're all done with this video, you're gonna go back and color the whole duck. This one's gonna be brown, this one's gonna be red. Now, I didn't give you any rules for the other two. You can color those any color you want. Go ahead and turn to the next page. You should still be looking at the number 4 at the top. And Mrs. Vincent now realized, maybe I shouldn't have used that dark marker. That's why we don't use markers, okay? Because I can see it's called bleeding through to the back. We'll make the best of it, okay? Because I've got 2 rules for you. And again, this is making marks only. Don't stop and color the whole thing now, okay? You're gonna use those same 2 crayons. Here's my first rule. You're gonna make a mark on every building brown. Building and brown both start with that b. So I'm gonna put just a mark on all of my buildings. I'm gonna tell you a lot of your paper is going to be brown because there's a lot of buildings. This is a city, a picture of a city, okay? I made marks only. I'm not stopping to color right now, okay? My next coloring rule is for all of my vehicles. If it's made to take you places, it's a vehicle. I see a car. I'm gonna make a mark on that car, and this car, and this car. And I'm gonna just double check, use my super spy eyes and make sure I didn't miss any other vehicles. Make a mark on your vehicles, red. Again, if you need to pause the video in order to do so, go ahead and do it. This first time, we did it together, okay? It won't be the case moving forward. You will also notice, we've been practicing this. We did practice it last week. Some of those parts are missing. Anytime you see a dotted line, it means trace in pencil. So before you start coloring that whole paper, take a minute with your pencil to trace over those dotted lines, okay? If there's ever a part of the picture that is missing, anytime you see dotted lines, it means trace in pencil, okay? I know this video was a little bit longer, but as we get more and more used to it, we're gonna fly through these workbook pages, okay? I gave you rules for the buildings and the cars. I didn't give you any rules for the people. You can color them any color you want, okay? That choice is yours. Thank you so much for working so hard today on Zoom and for sticking with me in order to get your workbook pages. Thank you so much, friends, and I will see you tomorrow.